Hey Line, hi folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I'm using pronouns. In case you're wondering, yes, I just filmed the previous video and I'm filming this video straight after it because I have more ideas. And I wanted to, share and talk about how I have like different directions in life that I want to go in, but I can't go through like down every path, and I can't do every single thing I want to do, and because of time, and it's just impossible to be able to do everything I want. And I'll explain what I mean. So I have many interests and hobbies and passions towards things. One is working in mental health, and especially working with LGBTIQ plus folk and supporting them on their journey and that entire thing. That's one of the reasons why I want to do clinical psychology. And then there's the military route, joining the military, which I want to join the military as a clinical psych. So these two sort of overlap, being clinical psych in the military. And then I also do boxing, kickboxing, taekwondo outside of work. Like, I'm not a professional athlete or anything, but I train 3 times a week. And there's this part of me, I've never been in a taekwondo competition either, but now there's this part of me that really wants to start boxing more professionally. Like, start boxing more professionally, like, have a coach, enter competitions, train like athletes, and all that stuff. But I can't because I work full time in mental health, and I can't be full time athlete and full time mental health worker. Not to mention that I also love filmmaking and I make films. I love content creation, making YouTube videos. There are actually ideas that I want to do, but then I'm still trying to figure out where it fits in with my schedule, because I work every day except for weekends, and weekends go by like this when me while trying to do 10 million different things. Um, Content creation, filmmaking, music production, songwriting. Now I'm starting to learn how to sing. I like the thought of being a professional filmmaker and professional music producer has also crossed my mind, so that's another route. Acting is quite fun too. I actually like acting as well. So that's another pathway that I sort of want to go down. So there's the mental health route, military route, creative, being a creative professional in like filmmaking, music production, singing. There's this route too. And it's impossible for me to become a professional in all of these things because there is, oh yeah, and the professional fighter route too. It's impossible for me to become a professional in all of these areas and do all of these professionally. It's just impossible. I can't. I mean, if I was immortal and I never died, then I have like 1,000 years to live, then yes. Oh, and if I never grow old and I have all the strength I do as a young person, yeah, I can do. That applies mostly to the fighting path and the military path, but yeah, I could become a professional in all of these things if I had strength of a young person and I was immortal and I never died. But that's not how real life works, and I can't do that. So, priority for me still is to work in mental health, and I sort of right now I'm balancing it all out as mental health is my main focus. It's my job, and it can be very emotionally and psychologically taxing at times because people talk about trauma and all the dark stuff, all the emotional heavy stuff, that can take quite a toll because it not just only involves listening, but being present with the person in that space where they can, holding space for the person to be able to talk about these things requires energy as well. And I've used like boxing and martial arts training and content creation and music production as a sort of recovery and healing activities from my work in mental health. So that's how I'm doing it now at present. Speaking to, I guess, having time to do all of this, I don't really go on social media anymore. I remember when I was a teenager, I went on Twitter every day. I tweeted a lot. I was like, I don't know how I tweeted that much, but I I was very, I would say I was addicted to social media. I didn't really post pictures and stuff of me, but I did. I was very active on social media, Twitter especially. I didn't have Instagram back then, but yeah, very Twitter heavy, very Snapchat heavy. Post Talked a lot on social media, very active, kept up with the news, with the band I really loved, everything. And I think that definitely helped me get through my late teenage years where depression got really bad, anxiety got really bad, physical health, medical conditions hit me. It did really help me at the time. But right now, I just, I don't see the point in spending so much time on social media. I use social media with intention. Like, I have Facebook. I actually deactivated Facebook 2 weeks ago because I'm like, I don't really need to be on here. I'm not really getting any value out of it. Like, if I needed to post something in a trans group and ask a question, for example, that's helpful. But otherwise, I don't really see the point in it. And I use Messenger to talk to my close friends and stuff. That's fine. And even the past month and a half or so, I've been watching YouTube a lot less and Netflix a lot less. So I've been consuming less digital media and focused on creating more stuff and honing my crafts, improving my music production. I spent more time reading, just doing things that don't involve consuming digital media. Because thinking about it, I work 9 to 5 every day, Monday to Friday. That's half of my day gone. And I finish at 5, I have to eat dinner, shower. That takes up more time. Like, that's necessary time, things I have to do to survive, essentially. And then there's exercise, which is non-negotiable for me. Training 3 times a week, but then I do recovery exercises, like light exercise, like take a walk or do something like that on non-heavy exercise days. That takes up more time. Exercise is non-negotiable for me. Non-negotiable, which in reality only leaves me with a few hours every day after work for me to do the things I want. If I spent like 3 hours on social media, that's literally my entire night gone. I can't do anything else. That's why, yeah, my mind's just like, this is pointless. I'm not getting anything out of it. I don't really need to see people's lives. I mean, I do miss out on what my close friends do, but the thing is, when I catch up with them, talk to them, they can just tell me things. And sometimes I actually find it better if I don't know what they're doing in their lives, so that when we do actually meet up and have human, ideally face-to-face interaction, we can talk about it. We have more to talk about. And I find, yeah, talking to my friends and them telling me things and what they've been doing with their life, I find that a lot better. I like it a lot more than me scrolling through social media and finding out that way, to be honest. Within the limited time I have on weekdays, weekends, I have 2 full days, which is good, but it still goes by like this. I'm trying to click properly, I can't. It just, time goes really fast. For example, actually, I'll show you a drawing. I also draw, and this one drawing I'm going to show you, it took me 4 hours to do last weekend. 4 hours. Like I wasn't distracted, focused intently. And I find drawing very meditative as well. I don't do like the standard meditation where I just sit here and think. It just that doesn't really work for me. So I find other ways to meditate and go into flow state. But yeah, me drawing, actually I'll show you right now. This took me 4 hours to draw. And drawing is just one of my hobbies, one of the crafts that I want to keep improving on and honing. And I have singing, I have music production, I have acting, I have producing skits, making films. Like, just one craft that I'm really passionate about, doing something like this takes 4 hours. That's why this links to being very intentional with my time and not mindlessly. I have a bad habit of mindlessly watching random YouTube videos, but I'm getting much better at not doing that now. Literally leaving my phone in the other room and only going to use it when I have an intention. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on my phone, do this, put it back down, go back to my room, for example. And with other things, I forgot to mention drumming. I also thought about being a professional drummer. For I just looked at my drumsticks and I remember drumming is another thing. I actually wanted to be a professional drummer when I was younger, but I didn't really have a drum kit and stuff like that. So that's another thing. And I spend like 1 to 2 hours drumming every Saturday and Sunday just to practice because I don't really do it during the daytime. Or I mean on weekdays. There's just like so much I want to do. And even if I am mindful of how I spend my time on YouTube and on my phone and minimalizing consuming irrelevant content, I still feel like I don't have enough time to do things. And that's the frustrating part. I don't waste time. I try not to waste time. I'm getting better at not doing that. Not wasting time on social media and watching random videos on YouTube. I still don't have enough time. Not to mention, I need to spend time talking to my friends, staying socially connected. Another very necessary part of maintaining my sanity and hanging out with friends too. It's just there is not enough time and I want to do everything but I can't. That's why that's where sort of I have to prioritize things. And sometimes I do spend more time doing certain things than other things. Sometimes I'll just have this flow state and I work intensely on my film and then I hit a brick wall and then I get stuck and then I jump over to another creative project or do more drumming or draw a picture or stuff like some what am I that too. Sorry, that didn't make sense. I'm sorry, I'm this part, see? This part, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm just not being very coherent. I apologize about that. Now I realize I actually have no idea where I was going with this video, but yeah, just sharing that I have 10 million different things I like to do, but I don't have time for everything. um, apologize for being random, and I'm sorry if it didn't make sense. But if you made it to the end, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking it out. I will see you in the next video.